when we're trying to build our credit, the first thing to understand is that credit repair is not always the answer. There's a lot of ways that we can build our credit, but I think first we need to understand credit. And the first thing when we say we want to build our credit, the first thing a lot of people think is credit repair. We're going to pay somebody credit to repair our credit. And that's just simply not true. Before you get started on building your credit, the first thing you need to do is just understand your credit profile. Understand it. Meaning that, you need to know that one of the main impacts of our credit is our payment history, okay? The next component of our credit profile is the length of credit history. The third component of our credit profile is actually the usage, right? So the credit usage. The fourth component of our credit profile is going to be the inquiries. And the fifth component of our credit profile is the types of credit. Once you understand those 5 components, now you can sort of direct a credit repair professional if you need somebody to repair or remove some derogatory items off your credit profile. You can direct them on exactly what to do to help out your credit profile. Because a lot of times we go and we hire a credit repair professional and they go and they start removing items from our credit profile, but they remove the history as well. So we may get those derogatory items off our credit profile, but we don't see an increase in our credit score. And we don't understand why, so we go and we fire the credit professional. But the problem is that we never should have hired the credit professional until we understood our credit profile and understood exactly what we needed them to do to be able to instruct them on how they can help us. All right, credit repair is something that you can do on your own, but in the case where you don't have enough time to do it, then you may want to hire that job out to maybe remove some derogatory items or get your credit profile reporting accurately. But at the end of the day, we want to understand our credit. And then there's another misconception with credit. Building your credit is that you must acquire debt in order to build your credit. And that's just simply not true. The first thing I see people doing is going and buying a car. Buying a car, yes, it will essentially help build your credit, but the car note is unnecessary debt. It's just simply unnecessary debt. Why? Let's talk about it. Well, once you get a car note, that car note has a maturity date or an expiration date, meaning that once you pay off those installment loans, then that line of credit, that debt goes away, meaning it's paid off. Once it's paid off, it does you no good. So the longer it's paid off, it starts to impact your credit less and less, because your credit profile is built over the most 24, the strongest impact on your credit is what's reported over the last 24 months of payments. So once that car note is paid off, again, it does you no good. It does you no good. So you want to build credit that's going to last, that's going to do 2 things. For one, it's going to give you accurate payment history or recent payments. So the last 30, 60, 90 is going to give you those payments. And then it's also over time is going to help you build your credit history, meaning that if you have it for a year, 2 years, and 3 years, 4 years, and you're making payments, you have a revolving line of credit. That's going to help strengthen your credit. So we have to learn how to get the appropriate accounts when we're building our credit, and not go and get things like a car note and thinking that that's going to solve our credit issues, because it does not. It does not. It may temporarily help us, but at some point that car note profile is going to fall off our credit once it's paid up in full. And again, even if we go and acquire a car note, right, and our credit profile, our credit score is not up to par, we're going to pay a higher interest rate on that car note. So that is one of the worst investments we can make when it comes to building our credit. So the best strategy is the one that I like to use, and that's just self-reporting. It's just replacing our debit cards with a credit card and understanding the maximum usage that we have on that credit card. A lot of times people say that I can't get a credit card because my credit score is too low. Well, you can go and get a prepaid credit card. Get a prepaid credit card, use 30% of the available balance, pay it back off, do that for a couple of months, go and ask for an extension to increase, or go and apply for a real credit card that's separate, not a prepaid card, something that you can actually call and get an extension of a line of credit. And as you do the same method, but the first thing we need to understand is that when we use our credit card in place of a debit card, we do not double dip. Therefore, we do not use the cash and use the credit. You use the credit and use the cash to pay the credit card in full every month. So you're only replacing the credit card, or you're replacing your debit card with the credit card and using the same money that you was using on your debit card, but using on your credit card, limited to 30% of the credit card available balance. All right, and that's key. You use this method, you can help build your credit without acquiring unnecessary debt at a crazy interest rate. So we just have to be smart about how we deal with credit, how we build credit, and don't fall into the notion of what people think for us when they're building credit. Just do a little research, reach out to people. Sometimes it save you a lot of money to pay for a small consultation, and it probably save you thousands of dollars in interest on learning the hard way. So, let's just be smart about this credit stuff. I know that, sometimes it can be overwhelming, and it's a field that we probably don't necessarily understand to the T, but you don't have to. As long as you're doing the right things, just working on having positive reporting monthly, and not just making payments where other people are making money off us, off the interest that we're paying. Like, this is how we're going to help build, because the best way to repair our credit is by positive reporting. Right? If you get 24 months of positive reporting, you can make one mistake, and it's not going to have a big enough impact on your credit score to make it drop beneath a 650 or drop beneath a 640 or 680. So a lot of positive reporting is going to be the root of solving our credit issues and credit challenges. So let's level up in 2020, man. Let's learn and understand this credit. Remember, there's 5 components of the credit of your credit profile, and understanding those 5 components will save you a lot of headache when you hire somebody to solve one problem on your credit profile of removing an item, right?